So how many of y'all have ever had a bacterial infection like pneumonia, meningitis, or even just an upper respiratory infection? So most of us have had that before, and with that, a doctor is going to use gram staining in order to determine what type of bacteria you have, which will lead to the type of treatment that he will provide for you. So my goal for you today is to understand the process of gram staining, because it is the most commonly used differential stain in bacteriology, and it's essential in medicine because it dictates what treatment the doctor is going to use for your infection. So my first point was at umrcrochester.edu, and my goal was found in our laboratory manual by LaBeouf. So today I learned about this in my general microbiology class, and Dr. Hennigan taught me a lot about differential staining for identifying bacterium, and that was from my interview with Dr. Hennigan. I'm going to explain each step, which is first crystal violet, then iodine, then alcohol, and then safranin, which is the order that you have to do them. This is from my lecture, slide 14 from Dr. Hennigan. So first is crystal violet. So most important thing to remember is that all cells are going to be transparent before you start, so you're going to be staining them. Crystal violet is the primary stain, and it's going to make all the cells turn purple, hence the color purple. And this is also from our lecture from Dr. Hennigan. And so you're going to cover the smear for 1 minute, and then you're going to rinse it with distilled water. This is from the laboratory manual from LaBeouf. And keep in mind, timing is extremely important, because if you stain it for too long, then you won't be able to decolorize it later. So timing in each of these steps is important to keep in mind. So after you rinse it with distilled water, you're going to move to iodine. And iodine is a mordant, so it's going to enhance the crystal violet's stain, make it stronger, make it stay. And it's going to form a complex, the crystal violet iodine complex, which is also from LaBeouf. And all the cells in this step are going to remain purple, which is from the lecture from Dr. Hennigan. So you're going to cover the smear with the gram stain iodine for 1 minute, and then you will rinse it again with distilled water, which is from LaBeouf. And after you do that, you're going to move to alcohol. So in this step, you're going to use ethanol alcohol, or acetone, not the acetone you use to remove your nail polish. And alcohol is going to be the decolorizer, and it's going to remove the purple stain from the gram-negative cells, whereas the gram-positive cells are going to remain the same. And this is from our lecture from Dr. Hennigan. This is the most critical step because it's used to differentiate between the gram-positive and the gram-negative bacteria, which is from LaBeouf. And then you're going to decolorize with acetone by allowing it to trickle down the slide until the runoff from the slide is clear. So when you start, it's going to be the purple from the crystal violet, and then you're going to do that until the runoff is completely clear. And this should at max take 10 seconds to do, and then you will rinse it again with distilled water, which is from our laboratory manual. And then lastly, excuse me, you're going to use safranin, which is the counter stain. So now that gram-negative cells are decolorized, they have no color. The gram-positive cells are still purple. You're going to colorize the gram-negative cells with safranin, which is the counter stain, which is from LaBeouf. And in this step, the gram-negative cells are going to turn pink. So gram-positive are purple, gram-negative are pink. And that's from our lecture from Dr. Hennigan. And in this step, you're going to counter stain again for 1 minute, and then you'll rinse with distilled water. And this is from our laboratory manual by LaBeouf. And then finally, you're going to end with gently blotting the slide dry with bibulous paper, and then you'll observe it under a microscope with oil immersion, which is from the buff. So now you know the process of gram staining and why it is essential in medicine, which is found at rmcrochester.edu. And I share with you each step, what each step was for, and how to perform each step. And lastly, we're going to talk about the results. So as long as the bacteria that you're testing has a peptidoglycan layer, you're going to get a gram-positive result or a gram-negative result. So the gram-positive cells, this is what they look like. Gram-positive are going to be the purple cells, purple. And the gram-positive are going to have a thick peptidoglycan layer with no outer lipid membrane out here. Now the gram-negative bacteria are going to be pink, and they're going to have the outer lipid membrane, but they're going to have a thin peptidoglycan layer. So this is important so the doctor can determine what type of treatment you need for your infection so you can get better. Thank you guys for listening.